A lot of the time people say, I just can't forgive.
Yeah.
What happened to me was wrong.
Yeah.
Now, I accept what happened to someone can be wrong, but it doesn't necessarily follow that you can't forgive.
Yeah.
What's your take on forgiveness?
Well, you and I last night were talking about a woman that we both met and admired tremendously, Edith Egger.
Yeah.
And Edith, as I told you, was 16 years old when I was 1 year old. She lived in a town in what is now southern Slovakia, then was northern Hungary, called Kassa or Košice, and her family were taken to Auschwitz.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandparents would have been either on the same shipment to Auschwitz or within the next day or so. And her parents perished, and she survived with her sister. And she's become this psychotherapist. She's written a couple of wonderful books.
Yeah.
That I know you've met her and interviewed her. And in one of her books, she describes going to the Berghof in Bavarian Alps, where Hitler used to have his lair, and she went there to forgive Hitler. And it doesn't mean that it was okay what he did. She did that to liberate herself. She said, I don't want to keep him in this prison in my heart for the rest of my life. I've worked too hard to attain happiness and joy, to let this tension and this constriction control me. So the forgiveness wasn't making okay or pardoning Hitler for all the evil that he perpetrated in the world, but is her letting go of the emotions around it and of the tension and the tightness around it. So forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for yourself. Now, when I work with forgiveness, I don't advise people to forgive. As a matter of fact, I do the opposite. I say to people, before you forgive, allow yourself to feel the full anger that's in you. Let yourself fully experience the anger that's there. Because once you do, it'll dissipate. You'll let go of it. So don't do it in order to forgive. Do it in order to liberate yourself. Now, let's say I was abused as a child. But let's say I find myself a fully liberated, present-oriented, in contact with myself, human being. Then what does that mean? It means nothing was taken away from me. It means that whatever happened caused me a lot of pain over the years, but it didn't limit my capacity. I wasn't robbed of anything. So what's there to forgive? So, and you can also ask yourself, or anybody, when you haven't forgiven, what's in your heart? What's in your body? Do you like that state that you're in? The tension. Do you like that? Is that how you want to be? Do you think that's really helping you? So I don't go out of my way to teach. Now, I know that in a lot of spiritual practices, there are forgiveness practices, and I know in Buddhist practice and a lot of spiritual practices, there are forgiveness meditations and prayers.
Yeah.
My mind doesn't go there. But my mind does say, I also have to experience all the rage, all the hatred, all the anger that's in you, and be with it and see what happens to it.
Yeah.
And what happens to it, once you pay attention to it, it actually dissipates. And so when Edith goes to the Berghof to forgive Hitler, she's just saying, I don't want to hold on to this stuff anymore. It's not okay what you did, but I don't want to hold on to this stuff anymore.